actually got stuck without an actor. I had to I had to direct for a class, for a directing class. I had to direct a play without words of Beckett. I lived in Tel Aviv. The school was in Jerusalem, and I didn't have an actor to work with. So I asked a friend of mine who's a puppet designer if she could just design me a small puppet that I could just do for that specific class, and I took it, and suddenly something clicked. I understood that I could. It was a very small puppet. It was a limb theater, and I was suddenly really taken by the amount of control I had over the situation, and the ability to do things that are beyond the ability of an actor. Um, and the way that I could interact also in the scene itself as an observer and not as a participant only. I like the outside point of view over the situation, whereas a dancer, I was always mingled inside, and I liked performing as well. But it's a very unique situation that you're also the observer and the actor at the same time, which I really, really liked. I think that was the starting point for me with puppetry.
And then you just maybe like 10, 15 years ago, there's some opportunity. I work at children's theater, Minneapolis. It's a story about a Monkey King. Monkey King, there is like a mythic, one the demon character, skeleton, a white skeleton demon want to try to eat monk tongue. So she, in the this famous Chinese fable, she going to change into so many different character. One point is going to be old man, one time going to be a young woman, one time going to be a baby, try to trick monk tongue. So on the stage, that is almost impossible. So that it's just starting to have the idea of why I doing just a puppet. You can see from the my picture I sent to you. So was quite a successful. That's how I was started.
It's a quarrel. It's a quarrel because I work with a fabulous designer, Ravita Arieli, I think I mentioned her name. And she wants to do very intricate things. She's a designer, she's really, really good. And I come from dance where things are more, how to say, minimalist. So I like the minimalist approach as well. And sometimes too elaborate designs actually hinders on your ability to be flexible with a puppet. So sometimes we quarrel. Normally we'd start from some sort of an idea about an image, about a way a puppet is related to the body. And then we may we design. I mean, I draw as well. We both draw, and then she takes my drawings and her drawings, and she makes them into a puppet. Sometimes we start off from one design, and later on we understand more and make another puppet to fit. Actually, we had such a puppet that used to be my foot. I had a foot puppet. I didn't need any design. I said all I need is my foot. And then we wrote a story, and suddenly we discovered this very rudimentary creature is not sentient enough to be to understand the story. So we had to carve a puppet for that. So eventually we had a foot puppet placed on my foot to get a better, how do I say, an evolutionary state that would fit the thing it would need for the story. So yeah, it's a research. Basically, it's a research to find what fits your stories, and we wrote our own stories. So
It's very similar. Very similar is read script always from the task. And of course, it's like the larger picture collaboration with the director, with the scenic, how this can be, what moment can be handled. And also, if the large puppet is, the backstage where we store them. So it's more thinking in different way than doing costume design. And of course, going through the research, and then it's like a sketch over again, and then work with the puppet maker, is how that can translate my design into 3D. suit for performance. Yeah.
The way you manipulate a puppet is a telltale thing also about its personality and also about yourself, how long you are willing to go to manipulate that puppet. For instance, the foot puppet, in order to manipulate it, I had to sit really crouched like this. I mean, it's on my foot. It has two hands, which is great because normally you have to sacrifice one hand for the head. So, but sitting like this and manipulating, and I had a special harness to hold my foot. It wasn't, but still, it keeps you in a position that affects the vocal work of the puppet, and also it will be limited in space. I will not go, you know. So everything is here, and it's small, and you're sitting inside your scene for everyone to see, and you have to focus everybody on your foot. Whereas when you manipulate a big puppet, you are underneath it. It's almost like worshiping something, you know. It's above you. So human size is very important on stage, especially in puppetry. It's the way you define what is important. Anything smaller than a human size can make a lot of noise, but it has less importance. Anything bigger than a human size, so human size is an encore that you fix your puppets according to. If it's very small, it will be. I mean, it's you build like a scale of sizes that there is a certain size from which it levels with you, okay. And Gertrude actually confiscates. I have a puppet that confiscates my limbs for her use, and I'm redundant, you know. She doesn't pay attention to me. She knows I'm there, but she can confiscate my limbs for her needs. She's aware of me. Whereas smaller puppets may not be aware of you. They can relate to you as parts of their world, but they will not be aware of your being a sentient thing over there. Okay, I would recommend first of all taking a puppetry class, and then after that, trying to collaborate with somebody who completes something that you're missing. For instance, if you're a good puppeteer, gather up with a designer and start thinking what you want to do and how to do it. If you are true to your search, you'll come up with interesting answers. Second thing is go to see festivals, puppetry festivals. You'll see excellent works there and sometimes crappy works there. Both are worth seeing. For the professional puppeteers who come to participate in the festival, in the evenings, some of them, actually most of them, have a stage for beginners. So you get to be exposed to very prominent puppeteers with your very new works. And it can be very short. It doesn't even have to feel an hour and a half. That is a show. It can be like 10 minutes that you did. So I think it's very interesting to approach, once you have something, to approach festivals and offer them your piece to be shown under this umbrella.
Try out, for undergrad, for all of you is really explore what your passion, where's your passion, where you end up, especially for TTPS, for this wonderful environment. We have so many opportunity. Just go ahead and try. We're here to help you.